Good afternoon, good evening, this is John Paul Wright. I'm coming from Tokyo, Japan, and I'm going to talk about Benioff and Weiss. And this is going to be a little bit of a rant, and I haven't ever really felt like ranting before this, but here we go. So, I said on my first review for Game of Thrones that it needs a little time to sink in before you could really say how you feel, know how you feel. Now, a lot of us have been watching the show for a very long time, so some of the character stuff we knew right away we didn't like. But as far as Benioff and Weiss and how the hate was going, how people were calling them dumber and dumber and hacks and things like this, I wasn't quite sure. I was like, I don't know, do I really want to, hate, quote unquote, on these guys? Like, what did they do that was so bad? And yeah, now that I got around to thinking of it, the thing is, they've had this responsibility in their hands of millions and millions, probably something like 70 million fans, to be honest, to be accurate. Okay, you know what I mean. It's a rant, so it's not going to be perfect. Anyway, and yeah, to think about how they screwed this up, and it's not like they screwed it up, they were on the spot, they were pressured, it was like, you guys go, get this done now. They had a lot of time to think about this. They also had a lot of consultants. They also had people to talk to. I don't know how many people they had to ask the opinion of the ending about, which is the tricky thing. Because they can't just go around the HBO staff room and say, hey, what do you guys think of this ending? What do you guys think of that ending? You know, what they could have done is they could have, I guess, asked people about multiple endings. But if you get my drift, it's tricky because the more people you ask about the ending, the more people might leak out things about the ending. Then there is always George R.R. Martin, who they can consult with, and that also leaves a big mystery up in the air about how he was involved in making this ending. Past history tells me that he probably would have written a better ending. Then I have to really dig deep and search my soul, and he is getting older, and traditionally, the older you get, the more, let's just say, different you get. You don't always have it in you the same you did in your younger days. We see this in musicians. Yeah, sometimes they do make a great album in their 70s even, or the 60s, but it seems like their peak is over. And George R. R. Martin's peak of writing happened a little later in life, I think, but still, he's past his peak now, and it could be that he also wanted to end it, because maybe ending this thing is a lot more important to them than it is to anyone else, because they're the ones who have got to kind of get this done to move on. Having said that, why do they have to move on so fast? They've got a huge franchise they're chugging along with. They're pretty freaking rich from it, so I don't see what the rush would be. They should have just taken the time, and I guess for that, yeah, I could jump on board and call them dumb and dumber, because it's every bit aggravating why they didn't take the time to get this right, or at least the time to set up what they were leading to. It would have been a lot better if they did. So I'm going to still think on this, because my first instinct was not to jump on them, because I've been used to them being, good writers, or at least people who handle the material they're given well, and they're not woke. They don't seem to be social justice warriors at this point, or they have not been in the past. Game of Thrones has had pretty much zero political crap in it. So for that, I was willing to give them a grace period, some time to think about it. But, just being that they just handled this so poorly, and they did have time, they did have money, they don't really have any excuses I could think of right now to mess it up. Anyway, that's it. Trying rants, trying different things. Maybe a little song here and there. Who knows? Doing Star Wars. Some Game of Thrones. It's going to go on for a little longer. Marvel. Pop culture. Stuff like that. Click that subscribe button. Pretty please with sugar on top. And I will see you next time. Wait, let's do a quick shout out. Quick shout out to Pop Culture PB. Been leaving me some nice comments. Checking out some videos. He's got a channel too. Check it out. Okay, see you next time.